Right, hey guys, so as you guys requested, I'm gonna make this video about the TVMDC. So remember, TV makes dumb cadets, and that's the way to memorize it. And so they stand for, so TVMD and C stand for true, variation, magnetic deviation, compass. If you guys don't recall, I wrote a very short definition, so if you guys want to just look, pause the video and look at the definition. So for true, so is the degrees relative to the true north. So your true heading will be your heading relative to the true north. Okay, that's the actual North Pole. Okay, variation is the difference between true heading and magnetic heading. So that's the difference between the North Pole, the true north, and the magnetic north. Okay, they're different, and that changes over time. Okay, so that's written here. So delta, magnetic, and true degrees, so the difference between magnetic and true. And for magnetic, that's your degrees relative to magnetic north. So your magnetic heading would be your heading relative to the magnetic north. Okay, your deviation is not like variation. It's not the difference between two north, like the North Pole, the true North Pole, and the magnetic North Pole. It's the deviation caused from magnetic heading by the elements and the metals on the aircraft. So aircrafts are made of metals, obviously, and those cause deviation. So your compass heading is going to be different than your actual magnetic heading because of the deviation. So you have to take into account the deviation when calculating your true magnetic or compass, depending which one you want, right? So that's the difference, right? So the difference between magnetic and compass would be your deviation. Let me just write deviation. Right, so that's your deviation caused by the metals. Okay, and your compass heading is basically your heading relative, your heading as indicated on your compass in the aircraft. Okay, so your true heading, yeah, has to work its way all the way to compass heading, or if you're going to go towards true heading, is you're going to have to work your way from here to here. Okay, so I'm going to do one question. Let's say the question asks you to find the variation. So it's asking you to find this one, right? So in order to find variation, you have to look what you have to work with, right? So you have the true heading, which is 190. You can't find variation because you don't know the magnetic heading. If you knew the magnetic heading, then you would be able to find the difference and find the variation. But you don't have it, right? So you have to look for some other clues. So you have your compass heading, which is 200 degrees. Let me just write degrees on it. And hey, look, you have your deviation. So when you know that you have compass and deviation, you're going to be able to find magnetic, and from there you will be able to find the variation by looking at the difference. Okay, so remember, if you're going right, you're gonna add for westerly difference, and you're gonna subtract for easterly difference. Okay, and opposite way. So for this one was west is best, east is least, and for this one it's the opposite. Don't memorize it any other way because that's going to confuse you in the exam. So it's going to be the opposite of west is best. So you're going to subtract for west, and you're going to add for east. Okay, so you're going to start here because that's where your first clue is. Remember, you can't use this one, you have to use that one, right? So you're going to have to go go left, right? So you have to use this rule. So it's a westerly deviation, the difference. So because you're going left, you're going to have to subtract for westerly difference, okay? So 200 minus 5 is 195, right? Now, you want to find variation. So now you have the difference between magnetic and true heading. So that is 5 degrees. And look, the true is less than magnetic. So in order for you to go from here to here, something has to be subtracted. So when you're going left, in order to subtract, you need the westerly difference, right? So look at that one. So it's going to be 005 degrees west, right? Because when you're going left, you're going to have to subtract 5 to get to 190. And the only way you can subtract while going left is to have the westerly difference. Now switch it up. Let's say you're going from left to right. Now that you have all the answers, just to confirm your understanding. So let's say you have your true heading at 190, or your true degrees or whatever, and you want to go to 195. So obviously when you're going that way, you're going to have to add for the westerly difference. So 190 plus 5 is 195, right? So that makes sense. And same for this one. 195 plus 5 is going to be 200. So when you're going that way, the only way you can add or plus is by westerly difference. So that's westerly, okay? So that's how you work that one out. So let's try another one. Let's say, so I'm going to write TVMDC. TVMD and C. Okay, let's say you want to find magnetic and you want to find compass. And it gives you let's say the true heading, which is, let's say 170, okay, and it's going to give you your variation at 14 degrees east, okay, and it's going to give you your deviation, okay, and that's going to be, let's just say, a simple number of 5 degrees west, okay. So you have to look for clues. Are you going to be able to work backwards? So remember, you want to find that one and that one. So if you start on the right side, sorry, you didn't see that. So if you want to start on the right side and you want to find compass and magnetic, you're not going to be able to do that because you don't have either number, and this is meaningless because this could be any number on this side. So that means you can't go left. You have to start from the left and go right. So you have 170 and your variation is 14 degrees east. So that means 170 plus 14 is going to give you your magnetic. So that's your first answer. So again, the question is find magnetic degrees and the compass. Okay. So 170 plus 14, and you're going to the right. So it's going to be 156, right? And so easterly. So because you're going right, east is least, right? So you're going to decrease for east and you're going to add for west, right? Because you have to go to towards the right. So 170 minus 14 is 156, and 156 plus 5 is going to be 161, right? So that's going to be your answers for these two. So you will have to adjust, right? So you will have to see whether you have to go from left to right or right to left, and use the rule. So remember, the rule is this. So when you're going right, west is west, east is least, and the opposite for the opposite direction, okay? You will, depending on what the question asks you, you will have to work your way in different directions, and you just have to make sure that you use those rules depending on whether if you're going left or right, okay? I hope that helps. If you guys need more videos about anything, I have time now, so you guys can ask me and I will make those videos for you. All right.